talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Moe's Guitars is the proud sponsor of Girls Talk Rock. Over 35 years of helping girls and guys rock. Moe's Guitars, M-O-Z-E, guitars.com.
Welcome to Girls Talk Rock, where the musician's creativity finds its voice. And here are your hosts, Tracy Smith and Beth Venus.
All right, I think we're on.
Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year.
Boom, first one of 2016. We are so happy to be here with Girls Talk Rock. We love WSRadio.com, who's the worldwide leader in Internet talk. We also love Moe's Guitars, who's our sponsor and has been our show supporter for about the last, couple months?
Since the beginning of time.
Since the beginning of time. We like that.
Essentially, it's the beginning of time. So we want to say thanks to Moe's, and we want to say thank you to Mr. Ruggiello.
Yes, Mike Ruggiello, who does guitar instruction over at the Rock and Roll San Diego. And if you answer a question from tonight's show correctly, you can and will win a free guitar lesson from the best, Mr. Mike Ruggiello.
I get to meet him, see him in person. It's good. But today, we are here with Ashley Norton and Ed Williams, and we want our guests, who are mostly musicians themselves and here in the industry here in Southern California, to really get a leg up on what Whitherward, the name of their duo, is doing to promote and make themselves get their ticket on the scene. So tell us about this, Tracy. What we got doing?
Yeah, Beth, can you even imagine being a traveling musician with no place to call home?
Hell's to the no.
It must be a really super hard road. So what we're going to talk about with them today and find out is why they do what they do and what makes it all worthwhile. And we will be asking them all about if they could change anything or do anything differently than what they're currently doing with their career choice, what would it be? So we're going to talk about all that tonight. Welcome, Ashley and Edward.
Thank you.
Hello.
There we go. Now we are ready to rumble.
So I guess we got right on board with kind of introducing you guys. If for those of you who are listening for the first time in 2016, Girls Talk Rock, and a lot here going on with WS Radio, is really about musicians for musicians. It's a huge community here in Southern California. And we're really trying to make sure, nobody has to reinvent the wheel. So we'd love to hear what our artists are doing, what works, and of course, what doesn't work. So don't touch that stove. And you guys are particularly intriguing. You're a traveling duo. Right?
Yes, we are.
Let me know if I say anything that doesn't fit the mold, because I want to make sure we have your branding right. And you're with a group called Whitherward. That's with an H, W-H-I-T-H-E-R, Ward, Whitherward.
Yes, thank you.
And so, in trying to make people aware of your music, one of the things you're doing is you're hitting the road. That's one of the standout, unique things. I mean, people go on tour, 3, 5, 7, 9 times a year, whatever they're doing. It's like a beast, right? And so you guys have made the choice to be on the road, basically a 365. So tell me what turned you on to that role, to that trajectory, and what's working and what's changing in 2016 for those travel goals and those tour dates.
Well, Ed and I met in Nashville, actually. We've been friends for many, many years, and we left Nashville to move to Colorado, and we had our goal to be on tour full-time by the summer, and we met that goal, and it was really exciting for us. But in order to make it work, we have to play between 18 and 28 shows a month, just depending, which is a lot. And then on top of that, we still had to get rid of any major overhead in order to make it work, as, like, for example, a home. So
all those things, all those standbys. Yeah. Now, you said that was your major goal. Was it just so you could spread your music around, have a broader base, or just so you could really get out and maybe hit that golden spot? Are you looking for that one or two ears that you don't know is in the audience to find you, or are you just looking for a broad base of appeal?
It's a little bit of both, really. By touring and playing so much, by its very nature, you're getting out in front of as many people as you can, hopefully, of course. But, we're trying to get the word out, as it were, but also the side, the kind of benefit of that are kind of the one or two people who wouldn't normally have, listened to the music there that night, and they're like, oh, who are these guys? They're pretty cool.
They're hitting it. So that's
Yeah.
really, I mean, it is exciting because music is so much of networking and who you know and how you know. I'm old enough to know at this point, and of course, listeners, you can't see us, but just trust me. She's a nice old lady here, and we've had a really good time on a lot of tours. A lot of tours are fun; they can break up a band. When you're just the two of you, I bet you guys have learned how to not pick scabs and just make it work through the evenings. It's the benefit of just having a duo.
Very much so.
Yeah, we have such an awesome kind of wave that Ed and I run on.
Yeah.
We have probably the most awesome balance that I've ever had in any friendship, relationship, family or anything. Anything that we're strong at, the other one, we really just let the person shine in that area, and then the other person kind of picks up the rest. And we just let each other be who we are. We don't fight. We don't like to.
You hear that, everybody?
Make
They
things
let
a big
go of
deal
their egos.
when they're not. We do. I mean,
Okay,
we're around each other 24/7. It's a lot. So we just decided to not make anything a big deal when it's not a big deal, and it's worked out really
that's
well.
totally cool because it's all about getting together, networking. It's all about the passion that you both feel for the product that you're putting out, and exactly what you're doing now. Who would you say would be your target audience, or when you go out and when you get into the different venues and stuff that you play at? Who do you see is showing up for you? Like what type of audience?
Everyone. I don't really. I think anyone between the ages of 25 and 65.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I think sometimes it's a product of where we play. We sort of play. We mainly play places nowadays that have a crowd, like a bar or a restaurant or something. So we, in between trying to aim for that demographic, we sort of also just try to absorb whatever demographic we have in front of us. So, and
we educate our audience too. Like when we're at our shows, there's a big spiel that happens in the microphone once every set. Like, hey, we're full-time musicians. This is what we do for a living. We do it full-time because we don't have time for anything else. This is what we want to do. This is what we love. We tried having side jobs and it just wasn't working. We weren't getting anything done. So when we let go of everything else and only focused on this, it was amazing what happened. And we need to let people know. And once we do, people get really excited about it and they want to buy CDs and they want to talk to us. It's a very interesting, very different lifestyle that we lead.
Oh, absolutely. And I think, just listening to you and meeting you guys, there's a really strong in music, it's like a lot of art. It's a lot of self-proclamation of what you are and who you are. And so, really trying to earn that spot as you're saying full-time musician. Of course, to all the part-time musicians out there, there's no harm, no foul there. We're just really trying to address, the focus of some groups that really are making big sacrifices. But when you are on tour, you're working. I looked at your schedule, and you guys are, of course, Whitherward.com. Yes.
Yep.
We looked you guys up, and we're looking at your schedule like any good fan
and
would
it
do.
looks like crazy schedule. But go on.
Yeah, but there is a certain range of restaurants you said and clubs and what have you that you're working. Do you are you on a circuit or a queue of other artists that you tend to be in follow with that you work with closely?
We see a lot of the same names. Like we're not working with anyone per se.
No.
But we see, it's funny how it's a very, kind of like you have your local music scene in each city you're at.
Sure.
Well, there's a local road musician scene as well. It's kind of interesting. So we'll see the same names pop up along the way.
Do you take all those events and try to get on a quarterly queue with them or a monthly, or you're like, oh, we're going to be back in these parts? Because I know, of course, you got to do that right there and then on a lot of those locations is talking to that person and eye to eye.
Yeah, we'll be back in 2 months, and we love San Diego. This is our favorite city.
Yeah,
we love it here.
For sure.
It's my favorite city.
I'm not just saying that.
And it's crazy because it's so hard to get a decent gig, and it's so hard to get people out to the shows, and it's so hard to get really good pay, and it's so hard to do a lot of things in San Diego.
Yep.
So I find that funny that you mentioned that it's your favorite city, but we'll roll with that.
I think that there's something that people work extra hard though, and you have to extra love it here because it's so
sparkle in
tough.
San Diego. There's a lot of good people, but it really brings up. And I know we're going to touch on this more as we go today, but so much I know in the location, especially when you're looking at bars and clubs and restaurants in particular, they really are going to ask you more times than not, hey, you bring in your fans, you bring in your friends, what can we expect from you? And that's got to be a lot of pressure coming in all over town. I know a lot of bands that tour maybe a 3-state area. over a year, and they just have their spots, right?
Yeah.
So you guys are all over the place. How do you, really push to get people to arrive and be there for you?
Well, that's kind of one of the challenges that we face, and we're trying to, I think we were talking about it a little bit in the next room, how we're trying to figure out how we can play less. And get, do one show per city to get everybody to, because we are spread a little thin. But in order to pay our bills, we just upgraded our car, which was really exciting that we were able to do that. So, but we have to make money, So if we're not playing 4 to 6 nights a week, we're not making any money. And how do we afford to pay those bills and pay to eat? And
though we did see. We kind of saw the effect of it, of having like fewer shows, because when we did the show at Local Johnny's back in Phoenix, there were a ton of people there because we hadn't done a show, because it had been Christmas time. We hadn't done a show in probably a week or so.
Yeah, so we had 30 people show up that
and it
night.
was the last show we were doing in Phoenix. So.
Yeah, it was.
That's something we can really talk about going into our next segment here, huh, Tracy? The difference between playing bars, restaurants, clubs, moving up to venues, and more showcase stages, and that's something we really want to talk about with you. If that's something you guys are reaching out to,
and then we're also going to go into the branding, how you guys are branding yourself, the logistics of what you do while you're on the road and on tour, and just some things like that are really important to actually allow people to look ahead into the future and see what city you're coming to next. And that comes in with the networking and the branding and the social media aspect and all that, and the logistics of all of that.
It does. Whitherward with Ashley Norton and Edward Williams. We'll be back right after this break. We can't wait to dive into the dirty stuff.
All right, and thank you, Mo's Guitars, for being there for us, man. We're getting ready to go to NAMM, so get ready to rumble. We'll be right back.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Thank you for listening to WS Radio. Improve your business and your life with useful information from experts and thought leaders. WS Radio is radio with ROI.
You may have heard me brag about Progressive Medical Center and just how much they've helped me with my health. And Dr. Goley, one thing that you have helped so many people with is migraines.
Unfortunately, there are millions and millions of Americans who are suffering with migraines and headaches, and they're debilitating because it affects the quality of their life, and they cannot function properly. At Progressive, we get to the root cause because we understand that migraines could be caused by nutritional deficiencies, hormonal imbalances, believe it or not, delayed food sensitivities. And once we determine what the real reason is, we put a plan of action together with medication that we get them off slowly, and we put them on an all-natural approach, and the results are amazing.
Incredible. I mean, there's so many people that can say they don't live their lives with migraines anymore thanks to Progressive Medical Center.
And that's what's exciting and rewarding to us as physicians, because we help our patients take control of their health, and that's why they're living well.
Why don't you get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today? Don't live in pain. Don't have migraines anymore. Just go to their website, progressivemedicalcenter.com.
This is your life. Live it well.
Hey guys, CS Keys here to introduce you to San Diego's #1 health meal prep provider, Fresh and Fit Meals. With over 40 menu items to choose from, several pickup locations all over America's finest city, made and delivered fresh, never frozen. Save on time and money. Super convenient and improves the quality of your life. Just visit the website, freshandfitmeals.com, for all the menus and the pricing. Or give them a call at 858-805-5949 for more details. Remember, you are what you eat, so you might as well be fresh and fit with Fresh and Fit Meals.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Mo's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit mosguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Moe's Guitars is the proud sponsor of Girls Talk Rock. Over 35 years of helping girls and guys rock. Moe's Guitars, M-O-Z-E, guitars.com.
Welcome to Girls Talk Rock, where the musician's creativity finds its voice. And here are your hosts, Tracy Smith and Beth Venus.
All right, we're back.
We're so back. I want to say thank you really quick to Connor Rice. We got here right on the board. He's our intern from the college up north. And, you know, we're really excited to have him. He's like a super cool college intern dude.
Yeah.
But we are back with Ashley Norton and Edward Williams from Whitherward. And we left off, we were talking about these are people who tour tremendously. And those of you who say you do it all the time, shut the front door. This duo is doing it like 365. So it's a pretty big commitment. And later we're going to ask them about if that's in their trajectory for 2016 and 2017 or what they change about that commitment. But now we're just kind of getting into branding and logistics. And listen in, viewers and listeners, because we want you to take advantage of the juicy stuff and not have to learn the hard way. So what works best when you're moving around that much all around the country? And we're talking about a lot of bars and restaurants that you guys are in, doing lounges and different, I'm sure some better and some worse.
Too, some
Right.
house concerts.
Nice.
Just, you know, anything.
Yeah.
What you got? We'll do it.
Well, and that's interesting you bring up that tenor too, because you know, booking talent buyers are like sharks, right? So they pick up on that. How do you feel about that? Because I know we were just saying in the break, sometimes you have a location in point A and another great gig in point B, and you're like, damn it, I got to take this thing in between, even though it's not like as juicy and delicious as I'd like it to be, but it's going to help like feed us tonight. So how do you feel about those, and how hard is it to say no? Or are you still in like yes everything mode? Like what's going on with Whitherward?
It's tapering a little bit.
It is.
I
was going
think.
to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're learning to not only learning, but I think we're starting to get enough traction where we don't have to do as many of those shows, which is exciting.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, those I like to call them exposure. I'm using quotations with my fingers for those of you who can't see me. All of you.
Exposure. I mean, I think musicians hear that a lot. Yeah, like
it's
you know,
the worst.
It's gonna make everybody see how great your food is, and the chef
you can
went,
keep all
"No."
your merch sales. It's like, well, yeah.
Thank you so
know.
much. You know, but that's a common story. It is
Yeah.
a common thread we hear from a lot of people. So, you know, and I don't think there's a musician who shouldn't have to go through that at one point in their career. But getting to the point where you can feel powerful enough to say, no, that's not a good fit for us, or not good for our branding to take $50 to be there for 4 hours. But thank you anyway for that wonderful, glorious offer.
Yeah, so what I think our people listening would like to know is, like, what criteria do you use other than we have to take this gig before you accept a gig, if you know it's a month away or 2 months away and you can actually choose what's going to be on your schedule and what you're doing?
Well, guarantee is really important to us right now because we have to be able to afford to go from city to city. So, and sometimes we can do really well on our merch sales, and sometimes we don't. I mean, usually people, once we explain what's happening and what we're doing, usually people want to support in one way or another. So we make the most of our money comes from that tip jar, / merch jar, same thing in our eyes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't remember where I was going with that anyhow. So.
Well, you bring up a good point, just financing every corner of it. So you guys are self-managed, yeah?
We do everything. And I mean, the shows, that's the easy part. That's not the work.
I always say music is like painting a room. I just dropped something. Don't mind me. I'm a mess. But, it's like painting a room, You're taping the damn thing off and setting it up. And then, of course, painting's not so bad. It's kind of fun, actually.
Well,
learning
I
the color,
spent,
right?
6 hours yesterday behind my computer, 8 hours the day before, and Ed was doing the same thing on a different. I was working on booking, and he was working on mixing our next album. So it's nonstop. Like I said, I mean, the show, that's the fun part. That's not the work. It's,
well, and where do you actually find your gigs? I mean, do you just go from what you've done in the past, or how do you find new things that and open up new avenues and new networking that might help you somewhere down the road?
We try and we try and talk to a lot of local musicians, number one, and we look at a lot of other people's schedules, and we actually suggest that those of you who are listening and want to play shows more, go on our tour schedule, look at where we're playing. If you're anything similar to us, sound-wise or style-wise, then you're probably going to get booked there. So that's a great way to find bookings. See who's playing in your area, copy their schedule, contact those bars.
And a lot of those, don't have electronic, like some of them are higher tech and lower tech than others. Mm-hmm. Do you find any frustration that, what do you do when you have a good link and it's a very transient community? I always say it's, borderline working with carnies sometimes on some of these tours. No offense to carnies. We love you. There's a place for everyone.
I speak carny. Go ahead.
But that said, sometimes that same person isn't there. Are you guys looking for management? Are you looking to have non-exclusivity, of course, but management companies that are going to look to place you so you don't have to be the administrative side as much?
Yeah, if we can, any help we can get there is greatly appreciated. But it's hard to also let go of that because we know we've kind of we've cultivated what we're looking for. We know it works. We know our process works. So it's hard to take that process and entrust it to somebody else when you're not really sure if it's going to work. It's probably going to be a matter of trial and error at that point.
A lot of risk. Yeah.
And also, you would have to assume that if somebody was getting you a gig through a management agency, that they would want a certain cut, and so they would have to get you a much higher paying gig. Then that would then work out to the same amount of money or better money than what you're making doing it on your own.
Precisely.
Yeah, and I mean, we don't mind paying out where it's people, deserve to have their money, if it needs to go around. But the problem is are they going to do as good of a job getting it done as us? I mean, who's going to do it better than yourself,
ultimately, what is success to you? You guys are saying, who's going to do it the way you do it? Is what you're doing right now, is this where you want to be? And is what you're doing going to get you where you want to be?
We're really happy, first of all, which is not a lot of people can say. So that's exciting, So I'm successful because I am playing music full time with, my best friend in the world, who then I love our music. I love everything that we do. I get to travel the country, meet amazing people. But I don't want to stop here. No, I'd like, we're always looking for that next step.
What is the next step for you guys? Ideally, in an ideal world, what is the next step?
I think we talked about it a little bit. We'd really like to be playing more venues, more listening rooms.
Getting in front of more people, I think, is probably the next goal, because that can only... That kind of feeds on itself.
Well, it rebrands you.
And it does come down to the style of music and the type of music that you play, because if you are, for instance, we were talking about in the break about being a tribute band versus a cover band versus an original band, and we all know that there's no money in original band. Yeah. We all know that you have to play some covers to get a halfway decent pay but then that's like 2-3 hours, 4 hours sometimes. Or to actually make yourself a really awesome tribute, which we're going to talk about, because these guys actually told us, and you heard it here first, if we can even say it. Can we say it?
Yeah, please.
Okay, these guys want to create a Simon and Garfunkel tribute. Are you kidding me? Simon and Garfunkel is my absolute favorite band, and I'm pumping the air.
They call it Simon and Garfunkeled.
I've been listening to Simon and Garfunkel for a long time, and
me too.
And so now we can get into the tribute talk, because now you guys are thinking about actually doing that. So I think that's where the money's at. Is we found with all of our guests and with what Beth does and everything else, is the tribute and the cover
genre.
Issue. Yeah, and then after you get the good pay, we've heard the great advice. After being that way, then
I love it.
Being a tribute or a cover, then you're getting the good money that you want. Then you can actually throw in some originals from time to time, and no one will ever know it. So that's definitely the route to go.
Or it's a good feature draw. I mean, we're working with talent, and this is where you're vetted. You know what? When you say you guys have been on the road, there's a double-edged sword to that, and also running things yourself, there's a double-edged sword. But the fact that you have a lot of joy, and you acknowledge the exhaustion of playing every other night. That's a healthy thing. And that, you're moving forward. But, you can't do that. It's like being in college. You just can't go to your senior year. You got to, get through those other years.
Yeah.
And, you guys are ready.
Really blessed, too. Just a huge thank you. But I think she's listening to Mona and Kyle, by the way, for putting us up this week. We love you, Mona. But we're really blessed. We have an awesome network that's been expanding of people who want to help us, who believe in our music enough to be like, yes, come stay with us for a week, And we're so lucky, and it's amazing. This what we do has completely restored our faith in humanity. There are some amazing humans out there.
Oh, and they love music. One of the things we want to really ask you guys, if you're focusing on this, and you guys are all going to get a listen of them in our little fourth segment here, is take a listen. We have a lot of talent buyers who listen to our program, who have been on our program, and really pigeonholing yourself about who you are. And of course, if you did a Simon and Garfunkel or Funkle or whatever you want to call it, that would be definitely but for you guys, you're an indie folk rock duo. So ultimately, who are you going to open for to get yourself on that big stage so that you can get the draw?
Or in Pandora, who do you come before and after?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we have them. We have the good
We
questions.
make people answer that here, too.
It's hard because, and if you go just by our albums, we've especially with the fourth one, we've been about 4 different bands by now. So, really, what we started out saying, well, at least what I started out saying, was we are kind of like Simon and Garfunkel mixed with the Civil Wars. That's what. And I just kind of stopped that when they broke up. So,
which one?
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, you guys are going to have to hold that thought, because when we come back, we're going to go more into that, and we're also going to talk about the future and what is next for this traveling duo. And
talk about some venues and some clubs too.
Yeah, we're going to talk about all that when we come back. So thank you, WSRadio.com, the worldwide leader in internet talk, and Moe's Guitars. We'll be right back. And CCMA. Always.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get to the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life. Live it well.
Hey guys, CS Keys here to introduce you to San Diego's #1 health meal prep provider, Fresh and Fit Meals. With over 40 menu items to choose from, several pickup locations all over America's finest city, made and delivered fresh, never frozen. Save on time and money. Super convenient and improves the quality of your life. Just visit the website, freshandfitmeals.com, for all the menus and the pricing. Or give them a call at 858-805-5949 for more details. Remember, you are what you eat, so you might as well be fresh and fit with Fresh and Fit Meals.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Moe's Guitars is the proud sponsor of Girls Talk Rock. Over 35 years of helping girls and guys rock. Moe's Guitars, M-O-Z-E, guitars.com.
Welcome to Girls Talk Rock, where the musician's creativity finds its voice. And here are your hosts, Tracy Smith and Beth Venus.
All right. We are absolutely 100% back. We are here talking with Ashley Edwards and Edward Williams. Oh, God,
Ashley
did I get that
Norton
right?
and Edward Williams.
Wait. What did I say? What did I say? Oh, my God.
Our honorary girl,
You're
Edward
so
Williams.
great.
My brain is baked. Okay, sorry.
This is a great duo that if we could give them a home at maybe a little bit of Nashville, Tennessee, but they're here in San Diego right now. They're with Whitherward. Check them out at whitherward.com. And we were talking about their long, short-term goals. For those of you who are listening, they're touring like 365. They're like working their tails off, trying to get heard and seen. And we were just moving into the short-term and long-term goals, 2016 for this group and what they're going to do to get there. So, Tracy, what are you thinking on that?
Yeah, well, that's what we're going to ask them right now. What do you guys have for the near future and for the distant future?
You know, I think the next big goal that we'd really like to see is us on tour opening up for another band, someone that's, you know, a little bit bigger than us or a lot bigger than us. Yeah. We'll take it, either one. And then just being on tour with them full-time playing, because that would put us in front of a new audience and in real venues. We could get kind of out of the bar and restaurant kind of thing, which we love. We love that.
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything bad about them, but I just think that's the next step.
It's just a different vein of work.
Yeah.
You know, so when you guys are talking, I know we all love playing music, of course. You know, that's part of it. You do it for the joy of it. But also you want either a really high emotional payoff or a great physical payoff, or if in the world of happy, both. And so in that place, you know, what are the kind of, what's the next step for you guys? Are you guys, you know, do you have a press kit you submit? Or are you all like, hi, how are you? What are you doing? We are Whitherward. Come check us out. Like, what's your best tool for promoting yourself and getting the events you want?
You know, all the above. I mean, I just emailed Lyle Lovett's manager trying to get openings.
Awesome.
If you're listening, Lyle Lovett,
go for
hear
it. I say go for it.
They said no very nicely, though. They actually wrote me back. So I was like, yes, I got them to write me back.
I got a response.
But we
Wonderful.
do. We have all that stuff. I mean, we're on every single social media thing that you can think of. And then we have our, you know, our one sheet with our bio and our song list and our, we've got a video on YouTube that's like a, you know,
montage.
Yeah, so what I wanted to ask about was, like, you guys, there's a specific, some specific things here, like Gigtown, for instance.
Yeah, we use
that
Gigtown.
you guys use. Now, is there something like that in each city that you go to that you take advantage of, or no?
Nope.
Not really.
So
no.
only San Diego's building something as amazing as something like Gigtown.
Hey, they're trying. You know, it's
They
a
are.
business, and we want to remind everybody that this is a business. And you know, everybody going into working, let's say venues, and we're talking over 400, maybe venues that hold 400 to 1,500. That next level of stage, they are going to ask you, folks. They're going to ask you who you're going to bring and how many your draw is. And I know you hate to hear it that they're going to ask. So
I hate that question.
Yeah, it's like you want to
don't
tell
know.
them to take a big long walk off a sharp pier, but this is the business side of things. So, do you guys think if you come into San Diego, you prep for a month or two? You play, you can represent well. What's your next step in doing that? Who do you contact? Do you guys just email the Bee Gees out of everybody, or?
Yeah, that's actually something one of the big things I was working on the last couple days in front of my computer, as I mentioned. I'm trying to, because right now we're playing a lot of bars and restaurants, and we got to play the Music Box. That's how we met Tracy, actually.
What a great place, yeah?
Yeah, we loved it. And we want to do, but we didn't have any, Catherine was so sweet to pull us on last minute for that show, and we loved it. But we loved the chance to do a bigger venue like that. And as you said, have a couple of months to promote it and kind of really get people out to the show, possibly even bring our full band out, because we do play with some other band members that we really enjoy out of Arizona. So
Arizona, out in the desert.
Yeah,
I like
love
it.
Arizona.
They got to bring them out here to San Diego.
Right? They'll come. They're coming this summer.
Yeah.
And you guys have been doing, last year, 2015, was a all year round tour for you. Was 2014 also an all year round tour for you? Or 2015 was like your headstrong year?
2015 was when it kicked off. Like in the middle of the year, really. And I mean, we'd done some stretches where we'd done, a couple 3 weeks on the road here and there, and then June we were like, all right, this is it. Like, we're throwing our stuff in a storage unit and we're hitting the road.
Right.
And that's what it's been since from June to right now. So
which is something that we always tell artists that are looking to do touring and to play more shows. Our first tour was 2 shows in 2 different cities, really far away, and we didn't make any money. But you just got to do it. It's like going to the gym. Once you do it once, it gets easier. Our first tour was 2 shows, then it was 5, then it was 11, and then it was 22, and then it was full time. So
is there any major venues or anything that you haven't played yet that you're looking at to play in 2016?
We'd like to play more of the big venues per city. I think, we're trying to build our army in each city, and we're strategically going back to places and trying to get them out, their fans out. Another thing we'd really like to do is more house concerts, because those are awesome ways to make fans. It's a listening environment. It's really intimate. People love it. You make money at them. That's something we'd like to do more of, and that anyone's house can turn into a really cool venue at that point.
Well, we've got to ask this, too, because we have our listeners, and they're going to really feel for you. But what's been the worst-case scenario you guys have had on tour where you show up at a bar or a club and, it's not feeling or looking right, and you go ahead and do your show, and maybe it's not a good fit for the audience? When did that happen, and what did you learn from it?
What is the worst one?
I know.
Which
I
one?
can think of it.
Uh-huh.
It was. I don't want to name the.
No, you don't have
I don't
to.
want to name.
No, you don't
the
know.
place.
I'll remember.
But we played a lot of breweries in Colorado when we first got there, and some of them just aren't really built for live music. They have those big lofty ceilings, so you play and it just gets lost. So it's just really disheartening when you're playing in the corner of the room and you can't even hear yourself sing because everyone's talking so loudly, and you're like, why am I here?
Why am I here?
I know, and sometimes I do realize that audiences are not really rude, but they really don't really care about what's going on in the corner, because they're more care about what's going on in front of them with the person that they're talking to or the group of people. And sometimes they can get loud and not even pay attention to you. So that's got to be the worst case.
Well, I think that's the additional benefit of looking to play more, better clubs and locations, because the focus really is on the performance.
Yeah, it's on the music,
maybe on the sidelines. So, that's really an exceptional goal for 2016.
It is, and lyrics are so important to us, to our music, so if I feel like we have something to say, and I want people to hear it, and when they do, they really can dig into it and say, oh, I get this. But if you're playing to a room, even there, sometimes we play bars and restaurants and we're like, we don't even feel like playing our original music. Not in necessarily a bad way. It's just like, well, it's just going to be lost on them. So let's just get heard and make some connections and try and make some fans and then get them out to our next show.
That leads me to my next question, which I think everybody's curious about, is when it comes to the collaboration between you two, who does what? I mean, do you both write? Do you both write the lyrics? Do you both write the music? You kind of come in with an idea, you throw stuff on it. I mean,
all of the above.
Yep.
Okay, well, there we go then.
True collaboration.
Yeah.
Sometimes all of our albums up to this date, that might change in the future, but Ed and I write everything. So it'll either be he wrote the song, or I wrote the song, or we wrote the song together. Cool. So we might collaborate with some outside people in the future. We were actually having this conversation the other night with somebody who was interested in working with us, and it was kind of it's a weird thing for our ego, because we're like, oh, but it's
ours.
It's written by Whitherward. We have to change that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and you're not really sure how you're going to interact with somebody else's creativity, because between the two of you what your creativity is all about.
Right.
Yeah, we work really well together. Like I said, it's a really special relationship that we have. We're very lucky, very, very lucky.
I always say it's like having, being an at-home parent, and you parent the child, and you send them off to kindergarten, and then the kindergarten teacher takes all the credit for all your good doings. They're like, we have done this. I mean, you're like, damn, that's my kid.
So what I'm curious about.
Music is the same way.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
go ahead. Sorry,
no, it's
Beth.
cool.
I didn't mean to step on you.
We are like that. It's the new year. We're having so much. I'm so happy to have some original artists on. It's very.
I was just wondering about what you guys think is the timeline coming up for you to possibly find a home base or a place that you would rent and call home, and then still continue to go out on the road and do what you're doing, but always have a place to come back to where you actually could call home and live.
You didn't know we're moving in with you?
No, I better let Lee know. Hey, Lee, get the couch ready.
Get the fluffy pillows ready.
That's actually really something we want. We're really. I'm really missing opening my closet. I have an awesome wardrobe. I love my clothes so much.
And where are they now? In storage or in trunk?
Storage.
What? They're so lonely over there.
Well, that's a
It makes me
really
sad.
interesting thing too. Because if you do choose a home base, you can still do what you're doing. But it's interesting because you might. Do you think you might create a bigger fan base if you're like focused on like a tri-state area, or do you like just going national and just hitting the road?
I think Tracy said it perfectly. Like, we love to have a home base and that we can keep circling back to.
Yeah.
You know, and we love San Diego. We really would like it to be here. So we're trying to figure out, and you know, we talked a little bit about the tribute thing. So kind of the next goal. So we have two goals: the goal of opening up for another artist, like I said, being on tour with them, and then also doing less shows. So maybe one big venue per city per week, and then pair that with a tribute show. So we ideally would have the tribute show first for the Simon and Garfunkel thing, and then I feel like that would feed into each other. So we could say, oh, well, if you like this, we're playing at the Music Box on Thursday night. You should come out to that.
Yeah, and plus you could make the money you needed with the tribute show, and then you can just take your time and just kick back with the rest of it.
And we'd have more time to create and more time for ourselves, more time to do more booking and the other side work that's involved.
We're going to get into this next segment. I'm going to try to convince these hot kids to get some management.
Yeah.
And get them playing. But Tracy, what are you going to try to do? What do we got coming?
Well, no, we're just going to find out about their direction and their plans for the future with their touring.
The Quattro!
And we're going to go directly to the Quattro questions. And they're going to play for us, so stay tuned.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Has your business been appified? Are you tired of doing marketing that doesn't deliver results? Mobile apps build loyalty and quality retention. Your app from UPG Mobile puts your business on their mind and at their fingertips. UPG Mobile will give you a custom app highlighting how you are unique, targeting your message, and improving your open rates. Appify your business and amplify your presence with your customers at upgmobilemarketinggroup.com.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
I raised $8,000 to build schools for South African children. After realizing how many people go hungry in San Diego, I now volunteer at a food pantry.
I'm spending the next year doing volunteer projects across 3 countries and helping in ways they designate to be the most helpful.
The World Link program at the Joan B. Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice recognizes the potential of youth as agents of social change. Learn how you can help youth become a generation of leaders in action at peace.sandiego.edu.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get to the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Moe's Guitars is the proud sponsor of Girls Talk Rock. Over 35 years of helping girls and guys rock. Moe's Guitars, M-O-Z-E, guitars.com.
Welcome to Girls Talk Rock, where the musician's creativity finds its voice. And here are your hosts, Tracy Smith and Beth Venus.
All right, we are back. I just want to really quickly introduce you to Ashley and Edward, and they're Whitherward, and we're going to hear a little bit about what they do live. So take it away, guys.
We're really excited. Play live. Here it is.
Handled by too many hands, I'm in love with all of them. I think I said it's only you. If I did, that isn't true. I may be thinking like a man, but I love you like a mannequin. When we're lying down in bed, I wish I were alone instead. I snuggle in and close my eyes. In my sleep I realize when I'm dreaming about him, I love you like a mannequin. I know you wanna hold my hand, I'll touch you just like porcelain. Perfect for your picture frame, frozen in a window pane. When you get under my skin, I'll love you like a mannequin. You're coming in and wanting more, thinking that I'm just a whore. You opened up my centerfold before I could take off my clothes. I gave you the woman you think I am, but I love you like a mannequin. I love you like a mannequin. I love you like a mannequin.
Wow. Now you understand why they want to do a Simon and Garfunkel tribute, because that is so close to something that Simon would do. Honestly, the
harmonies are nice.
Guitar work, just the whole feel of it. That was brilliant. We love that.
Well, I'm glad we get to have everybody hear your warm sound. You have a little bluegrass sound
in that song.
Piece. Yeah,
in that song.
Yeah, very nice.
I mean, you should hear our single "Clockwork Heart" that we're releasing this tomorrow or Friday.
Well, let's tell everybody about it.
Tell us about it. Give us the links to everything.
The new EP is going to be an electronic folk EP. So each EP we've done is very different from the next. We feature different instrumentation in each one. Like the first one was cello, then we did trombone, and then it was acoustic was the next one. So this one we put electronic beats behind everything and like really cool drum samples and
violin and string bass.
And string bass.
So awesome! You're like producing it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So does that mean now when you perform live, you're bringing tracks to accommodate what you're playing, or
Nope.
you just always go kind of live with what you're doing?
Yeah.
I got to ask where you stand on that. We ask every musician who comes because it's a very fine line.
Yep.
It's all or nothing usually.
I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. Most people, I think most people just are always kind of learning how to do it. So until you get really good at something and you throw in stuff like integrating Ableton Live and stuff like that, then you're really like doing it scientifically. We don't have anything against it. We just don't do it. I don't want to take the time to do it. So
it does take time.
Lazy thing.
Yeah, I would much rather just bring our guitars in and go. So.
I like it. Yeah, no, I mean, I really gravitate towards the old live sound, and I'm very old school, so pinch me.
Well,
Nice.
I think we should take the time right now and do the Quattro questions because our time in the fourth quarter goes so fast that
it does. Well, it's a tradition, long-standing now since last year, and we are going to throw it out to you guys. There are questions that might describe who you are. We want everybody to know you, and for more than one reason. Musicians who are listening out there, and of course, talent buyers and everybody else, we want you to know that Whitherward, you just had a good listen and a taste. You can see more at whitherward.com. That's with an H, WHITHER, Whitherward. And we want to make sure that they work with great artists and network here in San Diego so we can get them here. But part of that is discovering who they are. So you got to start the Quattro.
Yeah, so we make up these funny little questions and just ask everybody, and just whatever comes to your mind, just give us a quick answer. And so the first question is if you are performing on any late night show, which one is it?
Oh, man. I would have said okay. I would have said Craig Ferguson, but he's gone now. He didn't really have music, so
Jimmy Fallon.
I'd put him on Colbert right away. That's right, because he loves. He'd want to play with you. Right?
Oh, that's a better answer. Can I do your answer?
All right. Well, if you're any roadside hotel, which one are you?
For our
we are one.
You are
yes,
one.
if you are one, which one are you?
Yeah.
La Quinta?
Is that where we go?
Yeah.
Or is it Hampton?
We always go to Hampton, but we aspire to La Quinta.
No, I'm thinking that Hampton is better than La Quinta. Am I
know
wrong?
we're Hampton in. And let me tell you
right.
something. One of the tricks on the road for those musicians who are listening is we often, in the early morning, will wake up, drive to a Hampton Inn, park the car, walk in straight to the continental breakfast.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, yeah, we belong here.
You've got to save money all you can. So, okay, our next question is if your band is a meal, are you the appetizer, the dessert, or the main course?
I have a big sweet tooth, so I would gravitate to dessert.
So you guys are saying,
but I don't know if Ed would have
sweet.
the same answer.
No, I would go along with that.
Yeah. I think we're the dessert.
Awesome, the dessert course. We love it. Okay, and if you could be any ancient city or place in the world, where would it be and why?
Paris, France, because does that count?
That's old. Yeah.
It's just pretty ancient city.
It's just really romantic. My sister actually lives there, and every time I go to see her, I'm really inspired to write a lot of songs.
There you go.
I just think it looks like you're on a set.
Yeah.
You go to Paris and you're like, this is real. I feel
You're
like I'm
right.
on a
all the time.
set.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, the graveyard is like the most beautiful part of the whole city.
Right?
Doesn't make
Is
any
this
sense.
real?
All right, well, that's cool. Good. So we can talk about the rest of it now, which is, I don't know. What you guys let us know what.
Can we crunch into something? Can I crunch into something?
Yeah.
I got them both here, and we have musicians. We want to hook you guys up, like you said, piggybacking with other musicians. I'm a really strong believer in piggybacking with other musicians to get good gigs and find good places. So we're going to get a listen out there. We hope we get a few emails and a few calls and maybe a few Facebooks. For those of you who are working out down here in San Diego, you've got, and I know how this goes down, so let's not all shake our heads and act like you share people. And, you've got a 30-minute segment or a good segment on a stage. The people who work with me, we know we've got great openers going. Give us a call. Let us know if you guys want to bring out Whitherward, keep them here in San Diego. And we'll just start to spread the word because this is the kind of thing we have a reputation for and we want to keep it.
Thank you.
So give us a holler. Check them out online. And then you get in a circuit with them. That means you're on a better circuit and a better queue. with quality artists. That's what we
Yeah,
want.
and if you want to give a shout out to anybody or your links or anything like that, give us your links and shout outs.
Oh, yeah. We're on Facebook as Whitherward Music. We also just started a Facebook group called the Music Monsters.
Yeah, the other Music Monsters.
You can join that. And by joining that, you can get pre-releases, poll. You can join in on polls, or we'll offer discounts every once in a while to our Music Monster.
And what's your website?
Whitherward.com.
You guys
like Stewie would say on Family Guy. Whitherward.
We are Girls Talk Rock here. We're going to be next week. I know we have Frank Wright and Nathan Wright from Wright Studios, and they do a lot of artistic development and production. They're one of my favorite recording companies out here. Today we had Ashley Norton and Edward Williams from Whitherward. We hope you guys tune in to Girls Talk Rock every Wednesday from 6 to 7. Thanks to our sponsors. Thank you, Whitherward, for coming in. Tracy?
Yes, we love everybody. Thank you, Mose. Thank you so much. Thank you, WSRadio.com. And thank you, CCMA. Beth, you're the bomb. All right, thanks. We'll see you next week.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit mozeguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hey guys, CS Keys here to introduce you to San Diego's #1 health meal prep provider, Fresh and Fit Meals. With over 40 menu items to choose from, several pickup locations all over America's finest city, made and delivered fresh, never frozen. Save on time and money. Super convenient and improves the quality of your life. Just visit the website, freshandfitmeals.com, for all the menus and the pricing. Or give them a call at 858-805-5949 for more details. Remember, you are what you eat, so you might as well be fresh and fit with Fresh and Fit Meals.
Take a break from politics. Tune in and learn something. WS Radio shows are worth your time and are filled with tips and advice. Add us to your lunch routine, and we'll give you a meal for your mind.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.